I'm going to Quack Car Wash. Get my car washed, make it quick, quack, pretty, shiny, sexy, just because I wanna. Don't drive dirty. Gonna get my car suds at the Quack Car Wash. It's the Quack, quickest and the cleanest by far. We're talking free.
My name is Jason Johnson, and the story of Quack Car Wash is a story of people. It started with a business plan in college.
My name is Travis Kimball, and I'm one of the founding partners of Quack Car Wash. Jason Johnson and I met in the late 1990s. We were both attending Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, and we had condos that faced each other in a hallway. And we were both attending the Marriott School of Management and getting our MBAs.
But the thing about Travis was I knew he was great at marketing, and my strength was always with strategy and finance and people. So I knew if I wanted to build a company that needed a brand, I wanted Travis to come.
I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, and I knew that at some point I would want to be an entrepreneur myself. And I had identified Jason as somebody that I would absolutely enjoy working with. One of the people I knew that was really smart suggested that I work with him, and I knew that if I had a chance to work with him, I would take it.
But I had this business plan that I thought would work, and I just thought, I gotta try this. So I had no money, I need several $1,000,000 to build a car wash. I had none. So I found 3 people, and one in particular, Tim Wright, stood out. Tim was a good guy.
My name is Tim Wright. I'm the president of Quack Car Wash, a young guy that was impressive, came to me at church one day. Then he asked if he could come over to my house.
I remember one day being at his house, and he asked me what I did, and I told him I was a financial analyst at Hewlett-Packard, but I had this great idea for a car wash business, and he wasn't the least bit interested.
And the thought of working at a car wash was not interesting at all to me. All I could think about was getting my clothes dirty. And so I was polite to him. I listened to him for a little bit, and I gave him some advice. He had questions, gave him some advice, and then I told him to run along and leave me alone.
He and his partners, Chris Vaderlas and Greg Drennan, they were fun, they were smart, they were good people.
I'm Chris Vaderlas. They came to us with this idea for a car wash, and we were not really interested at first. And for a number of times, Jason talked to us about the car wash, and we declined.
I showed him the business plan, and I walked him through the numbers, and I talked about the industry and what could happen in the car wash industry and how it was going to transform from the gas station rollover to this express model with conveyors where you could actually do a good job and do it fast.
My name is Greg Drennan, one of the co-founders at Quack Car Wash. The car wash model had not yet really become popular with institutional investors, with Wall Street, and we felt that over time it would. We decided to give it a try. We were the real estate people, and we found the first couple of locations. We arranged the financing and raised the money.
And so finally, Tim and Chris and Greg said yes. They agreed to sign their names to some really big loans. They helped us find the first couple properties that we actually could close on.
So the first car wash acquisition that we did had an upstairs office area that ended up being a studio loft for me to be able to sleep on the couch at night and work at the car wash during the day.
He got a gym membership across the street. I would go home at night and he'd sleep on the couch.
So people would always tease me that I would run through the car wash just to keep clean.
But we opened, we closed, we cleaned, we tried to do maintenance. We had all these residual construction problems at the first site that he was opening and closing, and we were the cashiers. We prepped every car, we did every transaction. We were there all day.
During that time, we had also suffered some major setbacks. The original car wash location at Carmichael burned to the ground.
Well, that night, I get a call from our alarm company, and it's like 2 in the morning, and they say there's smoke and visible fire, and there are firefighters on site. You should come down to the building. There's 14 fire trucks, 62 firefighters, and the whole thing's in flames. And that's our office. That was Travis's house at one point. That's our company headquarters, and I'm just watching it burn down.
Carmichael actually is our only facility out of every facility we've done that ended up being what I would classify as a real dud. And we're very proud inside of our partnership that our investors have not lost $1.
We got that rebuilt after the fire. We opened a year later. That's another crazy story for another day, but we were back in our 700 square feet upstairs, all crammed in there, and that was the company headquarters for over a decade.
After Carmichael, we moved our service center to Roseville, and that became our new headquarters, our new service center, and that's where we were able to really start to grow our team.
Slowly, we were getting better at the chemistry, we were getting better at the equipment. Travis was building our brand. And he probably tells this story much better, but we had chosen the name Splash and Dash Car Wash. That was our first name, and we had that name for about an hour when we found out there was another Splash and Dash Car Wash in Missouri that had the trademark for the whole country. We had a guy who was talking to some people in Texas about their car washes, about a piece of equipment. So we had this question about a piece of equipment. And at the end of the conversation, he asked him, you know, do y'all want to buy my car washes? And so we contacted him, and the answer was yes. So in Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas, they had 3 car washes in each town and 1 in Colorado Springs, and they were exterior express car washes, kind of like what we were doing, and they were called Quack Quack. And so the question was, you know, as we were in contract to buy these things, was what are we going to name the car washes? Because we knew we needed to find a name, but we would never want to call our car washes Quack Quack because that would be embarrassing. So that wasn't on the list.
And I remember personally thinking at first that I was more of a hater than a lover. But Travis, who is our marketing expert, finally just told us after much vigorous debate, hey, just give it to me. Let me run with it and I can make this happen.
So it seemed kind of cheesy and really silly, and we weren't quite sure what to do with it. We asked around and did some informal polling and asked the people that we knew, so what do you think about the name Quack Quack Car Wash? And it seemed like they either loved it or hated it, but they would not forget it. So we knew we were onto something, and I said to Jason and my partners, give me the big yellow duck. We can do something with this.
We live by some very succinct rules. And the first one is that we change lives for the better. That's our mission. And whether we were washing cars or whether we were making donuts or fixing flat tires.
But the lives we change are each other's, the people who have come through the doors of Quack Quack, and we have hard things. Everybody goes through hard things, and when we do, we're here for each other.
Jason and Travis have built a great team here, focused on people. One of the things that excites me in going to the grand openings that we have, the ribbon cuttings, is to see young people who are excited to have a job. Many of them, it's their first job, and they're excited, and they've got their clean, crisp shirts on, and they take a lot of pride in what they do. It's a happy place to work.
And our values are the kind of people that we have, and they're smart, kind, driven. It's just 3 words. And every time we do an interview, we write that at the top of the page. We want smart people who are good at what they do, they're kind, and then they're driven. They get stuff done.
It's been exciting to watch some people several years ago that started as team members, and I've seen them advance to, upper management.
So we started a new tradition with each grand opening. We identify a family or an individual, maybe an organization that is in need, whether they've had a crisis or a tragedy, medical condition or an accident. And the day before we do our ribbon cutting, we open up the car wash for free, and we accept donations on behalf of this family or organization. We give away our very best wash, we accept those donations, and then we match them dollar for dollar. And then, as we like to do, we round up a little bit. So then the next day at the ribbon cutting, we're able to present a check to that family or organization.
From the humble beginnings and the 15-year overnight success, we've gone from those 6 original washes to over 100 now in 5 western states with just over 3,600 team members.
We're pleased with the culture and the way we've been able to retain our culture of kindness, and it's just a wonderful place to be, a wonderful place to work.
So the story of Quack Quack, it's people, it's hard things, and it's perseverance, and just being dumb enough to never stop trying to make this thing work, and it's working.